The Kraft Foods Company presents Willard Waterman as the Great Gildersleeve. The Great Gildersleeve is brought to you, partially transcribed, by the Kraft Foods Company. Kraft, makers of Velveeta, the famous pasteurized processed cheese food that tastes so good and is so good for you. Yes, Velveeta is another of the Kraft family of fine foods. Foods you can depend on for delicious eating, for wholesome, healthy eating. So remember, to get the cheese food of quality, get Velveeta, the cheese food that's made by Kraft. The Great Gildersleeve is a creature of habit, and he's made a habit of being comfortable. He's just finished a fine dinner, started on a large cigar, and is about to move from the dining room table to the parlor couch.
Wonderful dinner, Bertie.
Thank you, sir. Are you sure you don't want any more dessert?
Well, let's put it this way. I'll resist it.
Yes, sir.
Too bad Leroy had to miss this.
He wanted to eat over at Piggy's tonight. They got some kind of a project cooking.
Well, it was pretty quiet around here without the boy. I think I'll take full advantage of it.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'll take the paper and settle down for the evening.
Yes, sir.
Do you still have that little alarm clock in the kitchen, Bertie?
Yes, sir.
You might set it for 10 o'clock. If I fall asleep on the couch, I want to know when to get up and go to bed.
Yes, sir.
Right, George, this is great. Nothing like a fellow spending a quiet evening alone with his thoughts. And tonight I'll keep it very quiet. I won't even think. I always loved this couch. Now, let's see what's in the paper. Vacation ads already. Here's a girl beckoning me to Hawaii. Judging from her costume, it must be pretty warm over there. Well, if I doze off, I might dream of Hawaii and save the fare. Yes, sir. Well, peace and quiet. Oh, my goodness.
Hurry, open up! Captain Beaver!
Why is he ringing the doorbell?
My name is Miss Gildersleeve. You just rest.
Yes.
Hey, Bertie, come on in, gang.
Gang?
I've never been in your house before, Leroy.
I have, huh, Leroy? Sure. Bertie, you know Piggy, and this is Stretch. Stretch, this is Bertie.
Hello, Bertie.
Hello, Stretch. You're way up there, ain't you?
I am when I stand up.
What's going on out there? Leroy!
Oh, hi, Unc. Unc, you know Piggy.
Hello, Piggy.
Hi. Unc, this is Stretch. Stretch, this is my uncle.
Hello, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Well, hello, Stretch.
We're going to have a meeting in the living room, Unc.
A meeting?
Yeah, a meeting. Now, we're organizing a club.
Yeah, big deal.
Yeah, big deal.
Fine, but Leroy, I thought you were getting together at Piggy's this evening.
They said we were too noisy. Yeah, too noisy.
So we came over here.
Yeah, we came over here.
I know.
Mr. Gildersleeve, some people are peculiar. They can't stand noise.
Well.
Okay, I'll call the meeting to order. Hey, I was calling the meeting to order over at my house. Well, now we're at my house.
Yeah, there goes my quiet evening.
Before we start, I have a question.
I want to conduct the meeting. Stretch has the floor, Piggy.
Thank you.
That's okay. Go ahead.
I'd like to know why we're organizing a club when we don't even have a place to meet.
Well, we'll meet at each other's houses. Can't meet at my house. We're too noisy.
Leroy?
Yeah?
Would you like to take your meeting into the den?
Okay, let's go in Unc's den.
Good.
Say now, this is a swell room.
Yeah, glad I moved them in there.
Why don't we make this our clubhouse?
Oop.
We taking new members. You think it'll hold everybody?
Zeke, there are more coming?
No more questions till we elect officers. The meeting will come to order. I have a nomination for president.
goodness.
You can't nominate yourself, Peavy.
Says who? We can vote for ourselves, can't we?
Yeah, but we ought to vote for an older head. And I've got the oldest.
You just got the biggest.
We just want to be president.
Yeah, you just want to be president. All right, so
Mr. Gildersleeve, here's a magazine that came today.
No, thanks, Bertie. I can't hear myself read.
Okay, if we can't decide on a president, let's start at the bottom and elect a treasurer. I don't want to be treasurer. I lose money.
Well, you can be treasurer. We don't have any money.
Well, I don't want to.
They sure are noisy.
Yeah, I'll say.
Go ahead, I got an idea.
So have I.
Where are you going, Mr. Gildersleeve?
I'm going to find a nice, quiet boiler factory. Yeah, I wonder if I made that much noise when I was a boy. Oh, well, I think I'll drop in and see Peavy. Hello, Peavy.
Hello, Mr. Gildersleeve. What can I do for you this evening?
You can do me a favor. Don't say a word for 5 minutes.
How's that?
I'd like to have it perfectly quiet for a while. Leroy brought a bunch of boys over to the house, and they've been shouting like wild Indians. How do you stand it when they roar in here after school, Peavy? Peavy, you're not answering my question.
You said not to say a word for 5 minutes.
Oh, my goodness. Did you ever get to the point where you couldn't stand noise? You had to get up and walk out of the house?
Yes, every time Mrs. Peavy's mother comes to town.
Oh?
She likes to have the radio turned up so she can hear it while she's running the vacuum cleaner.
Well, Leroy and his crew were trying to organize a club.
A club for boys is a good idea.
They were squabbling about who was going to be president and who wasn't going to be treasurer.
You don't say. Sounds like the Jolly Boys.
Yeah, the only thing they could agree on was to meet at my house.
Well, they should have a place to meet.
Yeah.
I know we Jolly Boys would be lost without our room over the barber shop.
Say, why couldn't we let the boys use our hall once in a while?
Well, why not? The Jolly Boys might even sponsor the club. Oh, there's the judge.
Well, gentlemen,
Yeah, I guess we better consult the old goat about this.
Hello, Judge.
greetings and salutations.
Horace, Peavy and I have been talking about a boys' club. What do you think of the idea?
I'll soon be out of my teens, but I'll join.
Out of his teens. He's in his second childhood.
Now, Gildy.
Judge, it seems that Leroy and his pals are organizing a club, and they don't have a meeting place.
We thought they might use our Jolly Boys Club.
Splendid. We only use it Friday nights.
You don't start singing better, Judge. We better not meet at all.
How can I help it if my voice is still changing?
Well, that's three of us in favor of it. Tomorrow night at the meeting, we'll feel out the chief and Floyd.
Of course, the boys may not want our club room.
What?
They may prefer to meet at Mr. Gildersleeve's house.
Oh, don't worry. I'll talk them out of that.
Well, why don't we have them stop in a few minutes before our meeting to get their reactions?
Great. Right, George. I'm glad I thought of this boys' club idea.
Well, as I recall, I suggested that they have a place to meet.
Well, I thought of offering them the use of our club.
You wouldn't have had your thought without my thought.
Peavy, I brought the whole idea in here.
When you came in here, you didn't have an idea in your head.
If you ask me, I don't think either one of you have anything to crow about.
What's this, Judge?
By strange coincidence, I was thinking about a boys' club just yesterday. That's just one day before you thought of it.
I knew you'd butt in, you old goat.
Yeah, old goat.
Right, George. There's nothing like the Jolly Boys Club.
Looks like we're all here, Commissioner.
Quiet, Chief. I'm going to call the roll.
Why call the roll, Judge?
Floyd, I'm secretary, that's why.
You only got 5 members, and if you put on your glasses, you can see we're all here.
Yeah, I'm here.
Peavy, wait until you're called.
Well, start calling.
Gildy,
What?
I'm calling the roll.
Oh, here.
Floyd,
What do you think?
Peavy,
Ah, fiddlesticks, here.
Chief Gates.
Here.
That's strange. That's only 4 members.
You forgot to count yourself, Judge. Ho, ho, ho.
So I did. Well, I'm here.
What a secretary.
Hey, fellas, are we going to have our meeting before or after the kids come up?
Well, I've invited them up beforehand, Floyd, just to see if they're interested in the place. And then we'll have our meeting.
These days, boys need a place for recreation. I think you had a fine idea, Commissioner.
Thank you, Chief.
Thank you, Chief.
Why?
It's my idea, too.
Well, I thought of it first, day before yesterday.
Yes.
Oh, what difference does it make? As long as we're doing something for the kids. I'm for kids.
Well, while we're waiting for the lads, shall we sing a song?
We better not. We might scare them away.
Oh, I don't know. Be-da-hum-bum-be-dum-bow.
Show off.
You...
We'd have to sing without music.
Oh?
Since the judge spilled a Coke on the piano, the keys are stuck.
Well, shall we sing a cappella, fellows?
Now, if we're going to sing, let's sing something we know.
I have my pitch pipe. What'll it be?
There is the tavern in the town.
No, Peavy.
Well, you sing what you want to sing, and I'll sing what I want.
Let's try By the Light of the Silvery Moon.
I'll try anything once.
Here we go.
By the light of the silvery moon, I want to spoon to my honey I'll croon love's tune.
Take it, Commish.
Honeymoon.
Honeymoon, keep a shining in June.
Your silvery beams will bring love's dreams.
We'll be cuddling soon by the silvery moon. By the silvery moon.
That's not too bad. What do you say, Peavy?
A cappella.
Say, here come the boys.
Hi, just follow me, gang.
Well, Leroy.
Hi, Mr. Munson.
Hi, kids.
Hi, boys.
Well, fellows, look around.
Sure. Hey, gang, look, a dart game.
Yes, sir. I like this.
You're good. That's what we wanted to find out.
Come on, Leroy, I'll play a game. Okay, let's
I'll
go.
play the winner.
All right.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to stick around, Commish.
Yeah, they like it.
Well, what about our meeting?
Well, I'd better shoo them out, and then we can set up a time for them to use the club.
Beat that if you can, Piggy. I'll beat it.
Boys, now that you've seen the place...
Yes, sir. It's all right.
I beat you, Piggy. I'm closer than you are. You are not. Hey, Judge, you decide who's closest.
Well, I've never decided a case like this.
Just a minute, Judge. Boys, we were about to have our meeting. You see...
Say, this is a neat gavel. Yes, sir.
Well, let me have it. You elected me president.
Boys, we have some business to take up.
The first meeting of the boys' club in their new clubhouse will now come to order.
I thought we was having the meeting.
Well...
I think we've had it.
Order, everybody. All the charter members are here. We'll decide who else we're going to let in after the minutes of the last meeting have been read.
But, Leroy...
Read the minutes, Stretch.
Sure. At our last meeting, we met for 10 minutes.
Thank you, Stretch. The minutes will stand as read.
Well, I guess their meeting's over.
Now we'll take up new business.
Uh-oh. Boys...
I got some new business. Shoot, Piggy. Let's play darts again.
Okay, it's my turn.
Oh, my goodness. If we're going to have a meeting, I guess we'll have to go to the pump house.
How about it, Mom? Having lunchbox problems? I mean, trouble planning tempting, hearty lunches for the youngsters to carry to school? Well, I have a suggestion. Next time you're food shopping, look for the yellow box with the name Velveeta on it and take it home. Velveeta is Kraft's famous pasteurized processed cheese food and really perfect for lunchbox sandwiches. When you slice or spread golden Velveeta for sandwiches, you can be sure they're good for the youngsters because Velveeta is rich in important food values from milk. It helps supply high-quality, complete protein for strong muscles, minerals that help build sound teeth and bones, vitamins needed for normal growth. Why, 2 ounces of Velveeta, the amount you ordinarily use for a sandwich, actually gives you more protein, more calcium, phosphorus, riboflavin, and vitamin A than an 8-ounce glass of milk. And, of course, Velveeta is digestible, too, as digestible as milk itself. What's more, Velveeta has a wonderful flavor, a rich yet mild cheddar cheese flavor youngsters especially like. So, for good-to-eat, wholesome lunchbox sandwiches the youngsters and you, too, approve of, get Velveeta. Get it in the 2-pound loaf so you'll have plenty for after-school snacks and hot main dishes, too. Just be sure you get genuine Velveeta. It's the quality cheese food made only by Kraft. Well, let's get back to the great Gildersleeve. When he learned that Leroy and his club needed a place to meet, he invited them up to the Jolly Boys' room. They came to look it over and then took it over.
Didn't you Jolly Boys get to hold your meeting, Mr. Gildersleeve?
We held it, Bertie, under a streetlight.
Yes. The wonder you didn't get arrested for loitering.
Well, the chief of police was in the meeting.
Yes. Of course, if you'd been locked up, you had the judge to get you out. What a club.
Now, Bertie, the Jolly Boys do a lot of good.
Oh, I was just fooling, Mr. Gildersleeve. You're doing a fine thing giving Leroy and his pals a place to meet.
You bet.
But where you Jolly Boys gonna meet every week? Under the streetlight?
Bertie, that won't happen again. Our meeting night has always been Friday night. They'll just have to pick another time.
You know how boys are. They'll be up there all the time.
Oh, no.
You Jolly Boys won't get a look in.
We see you at the club this afternoon, Piggy. Okay.
Well, hello, my boy.
Hi, Unc. Hello, Bertie.
Hello, Leroy.
Unc, you know what we're going to do at our club?
You mean at the Jolly Boys Club?
Yeah, we're going up there every afternoon to do our homework. Play darts, read comics.
Oh?
Take a gym mat up there and do handstands, wrestle.
This is homework?
We're going to study, too. We got something going on up there nearly every night.
Well, if you have any plans for Friday night.
I'll say we do. That's the big night. We're taking in new members.
But, Leroy.
The joint will be jumping. So long, I got to meet Stretch.
Uh-oh. Bertie knows where the Jolly Boys are going to meet. They're going to be sitting on the curb meeting under the street light.
No, Bertie.
Yes, sir. The Jolly Boys are going to be calling their meeting to order under the street light.
Yeah, all right.
Miss Gildersleeve, you know where the Jolly Boys going to meet?
Yeah, I'm afraid so,
That's right.
Bertie.
The Jolly Boys are going to meet under the street light.
Well, there's Chief Gates getting a shave at Floyd's. Yeah, I almost forgot this is Jolly Boys meeting night, and Leroy's crew wants to use the club. You better go in and talk this over.
Hi, Commissioner.
Hello, fellas.
Well, as I live and breathe, it's Commissioner Gildersleeve.
Chief, if you don't stop moving your head, you won't be breathing.
Sorry, Floyd.
You're next, Commissioner.
Oh, I don't need a thing. I just dropped in to see if we Jolly Boys can figure out another night to meet.
What's the matter with tonight?
Well, Friday's fine, but it seems the kids have something going on that night.
What other night could we meet?
Well, how about you, Chief?
Well, I can jail Tuesdays and Thursdays. How about Saturday?
No, sir. Saturday night is my date night.
Wednesday?
That's a date night, too.
2 nights a week, Commissioner?
Well, he ain't going to be a good catch much longer. You can't afford to overlook any bets, huh, Commissioner?
No, Floyd.
Wednesdays and Saturdays are out. We ain't going to interfere with the Commissioner's Amours de la Famille.
Thank you, Floyd.
Well, how about Monday night?
That's the night the judge spends in the steam cabinet.
So that's why his face is always so red on Tuesdays.
Well, looks like Friday night's the only night.
Well, we'll just have to tell the kids to pick another time.
Yeah, I guess so. They're using the club practically 24 hours a day now.
That won't hurt him to give up Friday night.
Hey, there they are now, going upstairs.
Call him in, Commissioner.
Yeah, good idea. Let's have an understanding.
Yeah.
Leroy, Stretch.
Yeah,
Hello, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Will you boys step in the barber shop a minute?
sure.
Hiya, fellas.
Hello, boy.
Hi.
Hi.
Hey, boys, we want to have a little talk with you.
Yes, sir. I've been wanting to talk to you two gentlemen. I'm kind of glad of this opportunity.
Yeah?
I don't want to sound mushy, but I want you gentlemen to know that what you're doing is appreciated.
Well,
I was telling my folks about how you've gotten behind our boys' club. My father says to me, Homer, he says, I've changed my mind about that water commissioner. He's not a bad guy.
Oh?
And he said he's going to start bringing his haircut business to you, Mr. Munson.
Yeah? Thanks, kid.
And my mother says the chief of police must have a big heart beating behind his badge.
Oh.
Right, Leroy?
Yeah. Well, we better get upstairs and get the hall ready for tonight's meeting.
Wait a minute, Leroy. What did you gentlemen call us in for?
Well,
Go ahead, Commish.
well, Floyd, it's your establishment. You go ahead.
I got nothing to say. Do you, Chief?
Well, I have nothing to say to the boys except, bless you.
That's the situation, Judge.
Well, that's all well and good, Gildy, but where are we going to meet tonight?
Well, any ideas, Peavy?
We can't meet here in the drugstore. You jolly boys eat up all my profit.
If you ask me, the water commissioner is obligated to come up with an answer.
Yeah, this whole thing was his idea.
My idea.
That's what you said.
Judge, you even claimed it was your idea.
Oh, but you insisted it wasn't, so it isn't.
Oh, my goodness. When an idea backfires, nobody wants to claim it.
Well, I, for one, will never interfere with a boys' club meeting.
Well, I'm not going to walk the streets, and I'm not going home to Mrs. Peavy. She's having a bridge party.
Well, thanks to you, Gildy, the jolly boys have come to the parting of the ways. We have no home.
Horace, stop crying. We'll meet at my house.
I don't want to go to your house.
Now, Peavy, don't be difficult. I'll invite you all to dinner. Yeah, I'll phone Bertie and have her prepare a spread. Fried chicken, potato salad, brown Betty.
I'd just soon go to your house.
Great. Yeah, I'll call home right now.
There's nothing like Bertie's fried chicken.
I'll even pick up everybody in my car tonight.
Mr. Gildersleeve's resident.
Bertie, it's me.
Oh, it's you, Mr. Gildersleeve? I thought you was somebody.
Bertie, I'm inviting the club to have dinner at our house tonight.
That's nice.
Do you suppose you can prepare enough fried chicken and potato salad?
Mr. Gildersleeve, consider it done.
Yeah, thank you, Bertie. Goodbye.
So long.
Well, it's all set, fellows. Bertie will fix the dinner.
Sounds like a perfect evening.
Yeah, I better call Mrs. Peavy and tell her I have a date with a chicken. Gee, Commish, your car's a little crowded when everybody gets in.
Yeah, we've all spread out a little through the years, Floyd.
Not me. I'm still a perfect 36.
Well, it just feels a little uncomfortable because we had to sit so long waiting for the judge.
Yeah, what kept you, Judge?
Well, I had to vacuum my rug, put out the cat, and feed the canary.
Oh, speaking of canaries, how about us jolly boys singing a song?
Well, what'll it be this time?
There's a tavern in the town.
Please.
Oh, fellas, how about something with a good bass?
How about when good fellas get together?
I'll set the pitch. Me, 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 me.
Oh, my goodness.
Hey, let's take it off the horn. All together?
For it's always fair weather when good fellows get together with a hand clasp of friendship
Watch it, lady.
and a good song ringing clear.
Careful, Chief. You'll blast the windows out of the car.
Well, Gildy, I see Bertie has all the lights on.
Yeah, she's expecting us.
I just can't wait to dive into that fried chicken.
Oh, I think we should...
I've
give
never
Commissioner
tasted better
Gildersleeve
potato salad than Bertie's.
Well, I think we should give Commissioner Gildersleeve a vote of thanks.
Yeah. You're an all right gent, Commish.
Well, I felt a little responsible when the boys took over our club. I'm glad to do it. Come on in, fellows.
Hi, Unc.
Hey, Piggy, the Jolly Boys are here.
Yeah. Hi, man.
What's going on, Commish?
That's what I wonder. Leroy, I thought you and your gang would be up at our club.
Well, Unc, we talked it over and decided you jolly boys should have your club on Friday nights, all to yourselves.
Well, what a considerate bunch of boys.
Yes, indeed.
Mr. Gildersleeve,
Hello, Bertie.
I wasn't expecting you home.
We came here for our meeting, indeed.
Yeah, where's the chicken?
It's gone.
How's that?
Mr. Gildersleeve, you just phoned and said the club was meeting here. You didn't say what club.
Ofer.
The boys have met an age.
Yeah, we thought the food was for us.
Gildy, you bungler.
What'll we do now, Mr. Gildersleeve? This was your idea.
Well,
Let's kick the big fat idea man out of the club.
fellows, you can't kick out the president.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't care that.
The great Gildersleeve will be with us again in just 30 seconds. Looking for a good food buy? Then get Velveeta, Kraft's famous pasteurized processed cheese food. Delicious, nourishing Velveeta is one of the best food buys you can make because you can enjoy it so many ways. In snacks, in sandwiches, and for a variety of economical hot main dishes. Melt Velveeta for a smooth golden cheese sauce to extend leftovers or to put in new-made dishes. Make Velveeta your handy helper for all kinds of money-saving hot meals. Remember, your best buy in cheese food is Velveeta, made only by Kraft.
Bertie, I certainly am glad you came to my rescue with more fried chicken.
Yes, sir. It took a little doing, but we sure gave that boys' club a good start.
Yeah. I want to thank you and the Jolly Boys for helping me launch a boys' club for Summerfield.
Yes, sir.
People everywhere are waking up to the fact that these boys' clubs are important in building the citizens of tomorrow.
That's nice.
You bet. Statistics show throughout the United States that there is very little delinquency among the boys who have their own clubhouses. Given the proper facilities, these boys find recreation and companionship in the afternoon and the evening hours. We'd like to salute the public-spirited men and women who give unselfishly of their time and their money to make our boys' clubs possible. Good night, folks.
The Great Gildersleeve is played by Willard Waterman. The show is written by John Elliott and Andy White and is partially transcribed. Included in the cast are Walter Tetley, Lillian Randolph, Robert Easton, Stuffy Singer, Earl Ross, Ken Christie, Arthur Q. Bryan, and Dick LeGrand. Musical compositions by Jack Meakin. This is John Heaston saying goodnight for the Kraft Foods Company, makers of the famous line of Kraft quality food products. Be sure to listen in next week and every week for the further adventures of the Great Gildersleeve.
There are two kinds of delicious Kraft-prepared mustard. Mild Kraft mustard, so smooth and delicately spiced, and Kraft mustard with snappy horseradish added. And whichever you prefer, remember, when you add a little mustard, you add a lot of tang. Try it on cold sandwiches, hamburgers, frankfurters, and cold cuts. Enjoy the wonderful sauces you can make for hot meat and vegetable courses with Kraft-prepared mustard. Keep both kinds on hand and keep the whole family happy. Get mild Kraft mustard and Kraft mustard with snappy horseradish added at your favorite food store.
Tonight, play You Bet Your Life on NBC. The Kraft Foods Company presents Willard Waterman as the Great Gildersleeve. Great Gildersleeve is brought to you, transcribed by the Kraft Foods Company. Kraft, makers of Velveeta, the famous pasteurized processed cheese food that tastes so good and is so good for you. Yes, Velveeta is another of the Kraft family of fine foods. Foods you can depend on for delicious eating, for wholesome, healthy eating. So remember, to get the cheese food of quality, get Velveeta, the cheese food that's made by Kraft. Like the head of every family, the great Gildersleeve enjoys hearing good reports about his little brood. Generally, people are fairly noncommittal about his nephew Leroy, but when a good word is brought to him, the water commissioner really savors it.
What did Mrs. Pettibone say about Leroy, Bertie? Tell me again.
Well, when I left her in the market, she was still saying Leroy was a well-mannered boy.
If you don't mind, let's start again from the beginning.
Yes, sir. Well, she said the other day she's come out of the store with her arms full of packages, and Leroy tipped his cap and held the car door open for her.
What a fine boy.
Yes, sir, that's what she said. What a fine, polite, thoughtful boy.
Well, that's quite a compliment coming from Mrs. Pettibone.
Yes, sir.
Well, here he comes downstairs.
Hi.
Good morning, Leroy. We were just talking about you.
You can't prove a thing. I demand a lawyer.
I just heard some nice things about you.
No kidding.
Bertie was telling me.
Hey, Bertie, how about breakfast?
We're just waiting for you, Leroy. I'll go dish it up.
Fine, we'll start with the fruit, Bertie. Leroy, aren't you interested in what somebody said about you?
Prunes again?
Leroy, pay attention while I tell you how polite you are.
Okay.
It was very thoughtful of you to open the car door for Mrs. Pettibone the other day.
Oh, well.
There's nothing to be embarrassed about, my boy. You should be proud, as I am.
Oh, for corn's sake, let's eat.
Here comes the bacon and eggs.
Hey, can I have a couple extra eggs?
You give him all he can eat, Bertie.
Yes, sir. You sure are in a good mood this morning, Miss Gildersleeve.
Well, it's good to hear nice things about yourself, Bertie.
About you?
Yes. When Mrs. Pettibone complimented Leroy, she was complimenting me.
I don't get it. What did she say about you?
Well, she didn't exactly say anything, but she inferred that I've done a pretty good job bringing you up.
How about that, Bertie? I open the door and he gets the credit.
Well, I have to give credit where credit is due. Look how well I raised Marjorie.
Yes, sir. Somebody's always saying something nice about Miss Marjorie.
You bet. And it's no accident that she's now a well-adjusted young woman, happily married. And the foundations of a happy marriage are laid years before in the home.
Unc, if you keep taking vows, you're going to get your face in the bacon.
Have you ever seen a happier couple than Marjorie and Bronco?
They're happy, all right. Look out the window.
Oh?
There's Mr. Bronco going out for the morning paper.
Oh, heck, Piggy has a dog trained to go out for the morning paper.
Yes, yes. My boy, when you grow a little older, you'll realize not every home is as happy as Marjorie and Bronco's.
Hey, Marge, listen to this classified ad I put in the newspaper.
Oh, I'm dying to hear it. Read it, darling.
Modern 2-bedroom and den. Bath and shower stall. This is your dream house on easy terms. See Bronco Thompson, Summerfield Realty.
Oh, it sounds so attractive.
I wrote it.
I just know you'll have people calling about it this morning.
Yeah, well, I better get down to the office. Bye, honey.
Bye, darling. Will you be home for lunch?
I don't think I'll make it today, Marge.
Oh?
Yeah, I'm supposed to take a client to lunch. I got a deal on for the dance studio at 5th and Grand.
Oh, wonderful. I hope he buys it.
Oh, well, it's not a he.
Oh?
It's a she. Miss Grayson's the first good prospect I've had.
Miss Grayson?
Yeah, Elaine.
Elaine is her first name?
Oh, that's the name of her dance studio. Elaine's. You've seen her ads.
I'm not sure I have.
Well, sure you have, honey. Learn the modern dances, spend a delightful hour at Elaine's.
And you're taking her to lunch?
Yeah. She's branching out.
Oh? How far?
Well, like I say, she needs a bigger studio.
Well, if she wants to buy the studio, why do you have to take her to lunch? Why doesn't she buy it?
Oh, Marge, that's business. You have to cater to clients.
Is that why you're wearing your new suit?
Well, yeah. She's the type who makes you feel like you ought to dress up.
Why?
Well, because she does. She's a pretty snappy looker, Marge.
Is she young?
Well, she's about your age. And a very snappy looker.
Well, perhaps I'm not too attractive in my housecoat, but after all, I have been getting your breakfast and taking care of the twins.
Oh, now I gotta go. Goodbye, honey.
Bronco,
Yeah?
it's strange you didn't mention this luncheon date when you came home last night.
Oh, gosh, I didn't even think about it, Marge.
You thought about it this morning when you put on your new suit.
Well, this is all in the day's work.
Oh, you take girls out to lunch and it's all in a day's work. You never take me out to lunch.
Oh, look, how can I? You have to stay home and take care of the twins.
Oh, fine. I stay home with your children while you take pretty dancers to lunch.
Marge, you're making a mountain out of a molehill.
I'm not doing a thing. You're the one who's cavorting around. You don't even have time to come home for lunch to see your wife and children.
Oh, for Pete's sake, Marge, this luncheon date's important.
Oh, I'm not, I suppose.
I didn't say that.
Well, you didn't say you had a date for lunch with this Elaine until I dragged it out of you. Bronco, what am I to believe?
Oh, I don't care. I'm late for work. Goodbye, honey.
Well, there goes Bronco on the run.
He must be late for the office.
Yeah, I guess he hated to leave his little wife.
Here comes Miss Marjorie across the yard.
Oh?
Her face is mighty red. Guess she's baking a cake.
Yeah. Happy little housewife. Oop, Marjorie.
Morning, Miss Marjorie.
Good morning, Bertie. Uncle Mort, can I move back home?
Uh-oh.
Back home?
Oh, for a day or so.
What's the matter, my dear?
Oh, well, there's nothing the matter with me.
Well, who's there something the matter with?
It's that big lug Bronco.
Oh? Did you have a little spat, my dear?
We had a big spat.
I thought Mr. Bronco was just late for work when he ran out of the house.
Hi, Marge. Hello, Leroy. Do you know what he's doing, Uncle Mort?
What's he doing?
What's who doing? He has a date with the dancer.
A date?
A dancer?
Who has a date with what dancer?
No, Marjorie, you must be mistaken.
Oh, I am not. He's having lunch with her. Who's having lunch? I just finished breakfast.
Leroy, this doesn't concern you.
Okay, I'm not hungry yet anyway. The thing that burns me is that he wasn't going to mention it. Who wasn't going to mention what? He put on his new suit this morning, and then it leaked out. What leaked out?
Go on, Marjorie.
Her name is Elaine Grayson, and he says he's selling her a dance studio.
Oh, so that's it.
That's what? It isn't that I'm suspicious, but why did I have to pry it out of him? Why can't I pry something out of somebody? What's going on? Leroy, if you must know, I'm moving back home. Is that all? I thought it was something important.
Now, Marjorie, I recall Bronco telling me he had a prospect for a dance studio.
Well, he should have talked it over with me, that's all. I'm going to teach him a lesson.
No, Marjorie.
When he comes home, the twins and I'll be over here. Let him get his own dinner. What's Mr. Big Operator going to say to that? Where's the can opener?
Leroy. Marjorie's being a little unreasonable about this, but I'm playing it pretty smart. I refuse to get involved. Oh, say, I'm out of matches. Better drop in Peavy's. Hello, Peavy.
Hello, Mr. Gildersleeve. What can I do for you today?
Give me a pack of matches, Peavy.
Yeah,
While you're at it, give me a handful.
is that all you want, matches?
That's all. Thanks, Peavy.
Don't mention it.
What are you ringing up?
No sale.
Oh,
Say you don't need cigars?
not today.
Buying your cigars somewhere else and getting your matches here?
Peavy, you know I bought a box of cigars here not long ago.
Well, I thought if I could embarrass you, you might buy another box.
Yes.
I just talked to Bronco a few minutes ago.
Oh?
He asked me to wrap up a nice box of candy. He dropped by for it. He and Marjorie having an anniversary?
No, just a feud.
How's that?
You know how married couples have their little flare-ups.
Oh, my, yeah.
It storms a while, and it takes a little electricity to clear the air.
Yeah, we had a little lightning over at our house last night.
You did?
I'm here to tell you, Mrs. Peavy blew a fuse.
Oh?
She turned on the electric blanket and the cord shorted.
Oh, my goodness.
I tell you, I came out of there, Mr. Gildersleeve, like a cat out of a doghouse.
Well, I'll bet you did.
I should have that cord repaired. I almost singed my nightshirt.
Well, the fireworks at Marjorie's were a little different, Petey. Marjorie seems to be jealous because Bronco is taking a pretty client to lunch. She's Miss Elaine Grayson, the dance teacher.
My.
Bronco's only trying to sell her a studio. But Marjorie came running to me.
That put you on the spot.
Oh, not me. I refuse to take sides. I'm too smart to get dragged into this.
Here's Bronco for his candy now.
Yeah, well, I'll just pretend nothing has happened.
Hello, Mr. Peavy.
Well, hello, Bronco.
Hello, Bronco, my boy.
Good morning. Mr. Peavy, I came by to pick up the candy.
Well, it's all wrapped.
Thank you.
Taking Marjorie a box of candy, are you?
Yeah.
Nice. Girls always appreciate getting candy.
Yes, they do.
Mr. Gildersleeve, are you trying to pretend you don't know why I'm buying candy for Marjorie?
Well...
Yeah, I understand you and your niece have talked it over and she's moving back to your house.
Now, Bronco, that wasn't my idea.
Oh, you apparently sanctioned it.
You know, sir, I'm neutral. Believe me.
Oh, how can you be neutral? You let her move back.
Bronco, I couldn't turn my own niece away from the door. Could I, Peavy?
Yeah, I'm neutral, too.
Mr. Gildersleeve, do you remember when Marjorie and I got married?
Oh, yes, I remember it well.
And so do I. Mrs. Peavy cried.
Well, if you remember, Mr. Gildersleeve, I took your niece for better or for worse. But I didn't know it was going to be this bad.
What?
Well, I didn't think her uncle would take the first opportunity to encourage her to leave me.
Bronco, I had nothing to do with it.
Mr. Gildersleeve, may I ask you a few incriminating questions?
Go ahead.
1, did Marjorie come running to you after we had our spat?
Well, yes.
2, did you discuss her moving to your house with my children?
Yes.
Did you tell her to go back home to her husband, the man she took for better or for worse?
Well, no.
Yeah, and you say you have nothing to do with it. Ha!
Oh, my goodness. Peavy, he can't pin this on me.
No, I wouldn't say that.
The great Gildersleeve will be back in just a minute. How long has it been since you've treated that favorite family of yours to a hearty main dish of golden macaroni and cheese? Too long, probably, if macaroni and cheese is as popular at your house as it is in most homes. So, Mom, have it soon, and listen carefully, because here's an especially good way to make it. Start by melting a half pound of Velveeta, Kraft's smooth melting pasteurized processed cheese food, in the top of a double boiler, and gradually stir in a quarter of a cup of milk. This mixture will be satin smooth in seconds because Velveeta always melts so perfectly, so easily. Now, for a little different touch that'll make this dish even more delicious, add a half a cup of sliced stuffed olives. Then season, add the cooked macaroni, and bake in a casserole as usual. Velveeta gives macaroni just the cheese flavor you want, a wonderful, rich, yet mild cheddar flavor. What's more, Velveeta adds lots of important nourishment to that main dish. Why, 2 ounces of Velveeta, the amount you get in an average serving of this dish, give you more of milk's vital food values than a big 8-ounce glass of milk. Let Velveeta help you give your family more delicious, more nourishing meals often. Get a 2-pound loaf tomorrow. Just be sure you get genuine Velveeta. It's the finest quality cheese food you can buy, and it's made only by Kraft. great Gildersleeve has learned a few lessons in his life, and one of them is to avoid family squabbles. When Marjorie and Bronco had their little tiff, the water commissioner said he was going to remain neutral, high, and dry. But now he's in over his head.
Unky,
Yes, Marjorie?
Bertie tells me you saw Bronco and Mr. Peavy's.
Yes, I saw him.
What did he have to say?
Well, nothing much.
What'd you say to him?
Nothing much. I'm not getting in any deeper.
You mean you didn't tell him how unreasonable he's being?
What do you mean?
You don't care what happens. You don't care if we never make up.
Marjorie, what can I do?
Well, why didn't you suggest he come by and see me?
Well, it was a silly quarrel in the first place. How can you ask me to take sides?
Oh, I'll never ask you to take sides. If an uncle won't stand up for his own needs.
Zeke. Now they're both mad at me.
Miss Gildersleeve, now that the house is filling up again, you got any suggestions for dinner?
Yeah, I'll leave it up to you, Bertie.
Yes, sir.
In fact, I may not even be here.
No, sir?
Well, I'm getting a little bruised around here. I think I'll take Mrs. Ransom out to dinner.
That should heal the bruises.
It's been a little rough today, Bertie.
Oh, poor Mr. Gildersleeve. He didn't want to take sides because he didn't want them to get mad at him.
That's right.
Then they got mad at him because he wouldn't take sides.
Well, I couldn't take sides, Bertie.
No, sir, you didn't take sides. You just took the middle. And that's where you are. In the middle.
It's a little early to come to Leela's, but I didn't want to stay around the house with Marjorie looking daggers at me. How do I get into these things?
Throckmorton, come in.
Hello, Leela. I hope you don't mind my being a little early.
Oh, gracious, no. That's why I'm already dressed. I knew you'd be early, you eager beaver, you.
I'm a bushed beaver this afternoon.
Oh, you are out of sorts. You haven't even noticed my hair.
Oh, nice. Looks like you've touched it up a little. Yeah, I mean, it sparkles.
That's gold glitter.
Oh?
I thought I'd tell you, so if you get some on your shoulder while we're dancing this evening, you won't think you've struck it rich.
Well, Leela, I don't know if I'm up to dancing tonight.
Oh, you must be tired. Did the water commissioner have a busy day at the office?
Yeah, I've hardly thought about the office. Marjorie brought the twins and came home this morning.
You mean she left that big, handsome Bronco?
Well, for a day or so. She got upset with him because he had to take one of his lady clients to lunch.
Oh, well, I can understand how Marjorie might worry about a good-looking husband like Bronco. I know how I felt when I was married to Beauregard.
Beauregard? I'd almost forgotten about him.
I haven't. Oh, he had the most gorgeous sideburns, Throckmorton. And when we go to a ball, the Savannah Bells were always fluttering their fans at him.
They were?
But they knew better than to look at my Beauregard a second time. Little Leela would have pushed him in the lily pond.
Well, if Marjorie had anything to really worry about, I suppose she'd put... Say, maybe she should have something to worry about.
What do you mean, Throckmorton?
Well, if she thought somebody was really interested in Bronco, she'd stop pouting and go home. Leela?
Yes?
Can you pretend you're a young girl?
Well, I'll have you know that wouldn't call for an Academy Award performance.
I didn't mean it that way. Yeah, I'll get Bronco over home, and you phone and disguise your voice.
Me?
Yeah, if he starts getting phone calls from girls while Marjorie's there, oh, brother.
If she's the woman I think she is, she'll put up a fight.
You bet. You think you can change your voice?
You mean you want me to talk like a Yankee?
Well, just pretend you're an attractive girl from out of town who knows Bronco.
Let me try it on you. Now, you pretend you're Bronco and we're on the phone.
Great.
Ding-a-ling-a-ling.
What's that? Oh. Hello.
Hello, Bronco?
Yes?
This is Flora May. I'm back in town.
Oh?
I'm calling from the palm room. I have a table for two, and there's only me. Can you come over and keep me company?
You bet I'll run over.
Oh, Throckmorton, don't act so giddy.
Well, you make me feel a little giddy. They say, why don't I call Bronco right now? Have him at my house at 5 o'clock. Let's get this thing patched up.
Oh, I don't want him to think I'm anxious, but why wait until 5 o'clock? Not much going on at the office.
Why, Mr. Bronco, it's you.
Hello, Bertie.
Come in.
Thank you.
Is Miss Marjorie expecting you?
Well, I don't know. There are a lot of things I don't know.
Miss Marjorie! What is it, Bertie? Somebody here to see you. Just a minute. Yes, ma'am.
This is like old times, Mr. Bronco calling on Miss Marjorie.
Yeah, I guess it is.
Why don't you go on in the parlor like you used to do when you was courting?
Thank you, Bertie.
Hey, look who's here.
Hello, Leroy.
Hi, Bronco. How's the battle going?
The battle?
I told you not to get married, but you wouldn't take my advice.
Leroy, you keep out of this.
Hey, here comes Marge. Why, Bronco.
Hello, Marge.
Hello. Is that all you got to say, hello? Aren't you going to kiss and make up?
Leroy, would you care to come out in the kitchen with me?
Nah, I want to watch.
How's everything, Marge?
Just fine with me. How are things with you?
Just fine. Yeah, just fine.
Well, that's fine.
Oh, fine.
Leroy, they want to talk. You scoot out to the kitchen.
Oh, for corn's sake.
Miss Marjorie and Mr. Bronco want to be alone, don't you?
Well, we might find something to talk about.
Oh, you must have plenty to talk about. Right, Miss Marjorie?
Well,
Yes, sir. I know you got things to talk about.
Hey, Bertie, come on up to the kitchen.
Come in, Leroy.
won't you sit down, Bronco?
No, I don't mind if I do.
I'll sit over here.
Oh, well, I'll sit over here. Is Mr. Gildersleeve around?
Did you come over to see Unky?
No, not necessarily.
Well, I don't think he's home. Sorry if you're disappointed.
Marge,
Yes, Bronco?
you're speaking in such a low voice I can hardly hear you.
Oh,
Do you mind if I move over on the couch by you? So I can hear you better?
well, with the twins asleep, I shouldn't shout.
Yeah, sure, I'll come over.
There's plenty of room.
Yeah. I always liked this couch.
It's been a long time since we sat together on this couch.
It's been a long time since we sat together anywhere.
It's only been a day.
That's what I say, a long time.
Oh, Bronco.
Well, I suppose the time has just flown by for you.
You know it hasn't, Bronco.
Oh, gosh.
I hope you sold the dance studio.
Yeah, and I didn't even have to take Miss Grayson to lunch.
Oh?
Yeah, I just sent the contract over with the office secretary. Said sign him, and she did.
Bronco, you're wonderful.
Oh. Oh, Marge, honey, if I wasn't afraid Leroy'd walk in from the kitchen, I'd give you a big kiss.
Oh, Bertie, can't I go listen at the door?
Leroy, you stay away from there.
I want to be sure they're making up.
Them lovebirds can't stay on the house very long. Let's just be sure nothing else happens.
Hello, Bertie. Leroy.
Hi, Unc. Bronco's here.
Good.
Mr. Gildersleeve, I didn't expect you back.
Well, Bronco's going to get a phone call, and I wanted to be here.
They're in the parlor trying to make up.
It'll take them forever. I know how to handle this.
Yes, sir.
Wait till Bronco gets his phone call. Marjorie will be so jealous she'll never leave him again. Well, Bronco.
Oh, hello, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Hello, Marjorie, my dear.
Hello, Unky.
I'll get it!
Never mind, Bertie. I'll take it. Good old Leela, right on the nose. Hello?
Is he there yet, Throckmorton?
You bet. Bronco,
Well, yes, Mr. Gildersleeve?
it's a phone call for you.
For me?
Seems it's a young lady.
Oh, yeah?
A young lady?
Now, Marge, I have nothing to hide. You take the call.
But I don't want to take your phone calls, darling.
So I insist.
Well, one of you take it. It doesn't make any difference which one.
Well, all right. Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Oh, Leela, it's you.
Oh, my goodness.
Yes, it is, isn't it? How are you, Marjorie?
Oh, wonderful. Do you want to speak to Bronco?
Well, I'm just wondering how things are with you two.
Well, things are fine. Why do you ask?
Well, I understood. That is, I thought...
Well, what makes you think there's something wrong between Bronco and me?
Well...
Yes, Mrs. Ransom? You must have some reason for calling. I know you wouldn't be meddling.
Marjorie, let me talk to Throckmorton.
Perhaps that's a good idea. She wants to talk to you, Yankee.
Me? Oh, so that's Leela. Well. Gee.
Come on, Bronco.
Yeah, let's let him talk.
Yes, Leela?
Well, Mr. Fix-It, what do you have to say?
Now, wait a minute, Leela.
You certainly put me in an embarrassing position of all the addle-headed ideas I ever heard.
But...
Why didn't you let me know they'd made up? What's Marjorie going to think of me meddling in their affairs?
Leela, I can explain.
You won't get a chance to explain.
Marge, honey,
Yes, darling.
aren't you glad we never argue like that?
The great Gildersleeve will be with us in just 30 seconds. Here's a honey of an idea for a quick lunch. First of all, fix your favorite easy fruit salad. Then make some sandwiches with Velveeta, Kraft's famous pasteurized processed cheese food, and grill them till the bread is golden brown and the Velveeta bubbling hot. Wonderful. Velveeta has such a delicious, rich, yet mild cheddar flavor. It's nourishing, too, and digestible as milk itself. For grand sandwiches and snacks, get Velveeta, the cheese food of top quality, made only by Kraft.
By George, Leela won't even speak to me.
No, sir.
It was a big mistake to get her to phone Bronco pretending she was another girl.
Yes, sir.
I was just trying to make Marjorie jealous, but she didn't fall for it for 1 minute.
No, sir.
Hey, Unc,
Yes, Leroy?
I got an idea how you can get your girlfriend back.
Oh?
It can't miss.
Good.
You go over to her house.
Yeah?
Get Marjorie to phone you and disguise her voice. That'll make Mrs. Ransom jealous.
Leroy, that's the worst idea I ever heard.
Yes, sir.
Good night, folks.
The great Gildersleeve is played by Willard Waterman. This is John Heaston saying goodnight for the Kraft Foods Company, makers of the famous line of Kraft quality food products. Be sure to listen in next week and every week for the further adventures of the great Gildersleeve.
You know, done up just right, a delicious hamburger can be truly a gourmet's delight. A big deal in eating pleasure. Of course, just about every good cook knows that a dash of Kraft prepared mustard really makes a hamburger. Because when you add a little mustard, you add a lot of tang. Kraft mustard, naturally. There are two kinds of Kraft prepared mustard. Mild Kraft mustard, if you like it smooth and delicately spiced. Snappy Kraft mustard with horseradish added, if you like it zippy. Get both kinds of Kraft prepared mustard at your food store.
Tonight, play You Bet Your Life on NBC. The Kraft Foods Company presents Willard Waterman as the Great Gildersleeve. The Great Gildersleeve is brought to you, partially transcribed, by the Kraft Foods Company. Kraft, makers of Velveeta, the famous pasteurized processed cheese food that tastes so good and is so good for you. Velveeta is another of the Kraft family of fine foods. Foods you can depend on for delicious eating, for wholesome, healthy eating. So remember, to get the pasteurized processed cheese food of quality, get Velveeta, made only by Kraft. Well, it's getting close to the first of the month, the time when a great many people start worrying about their bills. But to Summerfield's water commissioner, it's the time when he starts worrying about how Mayor Terwilliger will receive his monthly water report.
Well, that's it, Mr. Mayor. All 19 pages of it.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think, Your Honor?
It's an excellent report, Gildersleeve.
Well, thank you. I checked it very carefully, and there's not a single misspelled word.
Very commendable. And the addition seems to be unusually accurate.
Yes, sir.
Last month, if I recall, 7 and 12 made 10.
I can explain that, Mr. Mayor. I added the number of the page to something we bought on the 10th of the month.
Yes, I see.
You'll notice this month that I've kept the expenses down. The water commissioner doesn't let the city's money leak through his fingers.
Well, Gildersleeve, this is a very good report.
Thank you.
With one exception.
Oh?
This month I notice our consumers haven't used as much water.
Well...
The revenue has fallen off. How do you account for it?
Well, it's there for them to use. I can lead a customer to water, but I can't make him drink.
Yes, but you're the city water commissioner. I depend on you to keep things humming. After all, it's city revenue that pays your salary. Let's look to it, Gildersleeve.
Well, I thought I had a good report, Mr. Mayor.
Grammatically, yes. Financially, no. Good day.
Goodbye, Mr. Mayor. Darn little powder pigeon. He couldn't find anything wrong with my report, so he's blaming me because people don't use more water.
Mr. Gildersleeve?
Say, there's Bronco. Come in, Bronco.
Oh, how are you this morning?
Great, my boy. How are Marjorie and the twins?
Oh, fine. Couldn't be better. I'm not interrupting anything, am I?
Oh, no. Glad to see a friendly face. Sit down.
Thank you. Mr. Gildersleeve, I have a business opportunity I'd like to discuss with you.
Oh?
Yeah, it's something so good it can't wait.
Well.
I said to myself, Bronco, let's keep this in the family. So I'm letting you in on the ground floor.
Good. Have a cigar.
No, thanks. But if you go in with me, you'll be smoking cigars a block long.
Oh, I like the ring of this, Bronco. What's your proposition?
Well, I'm going to put bottled water into every home in Summerfield. What's the matter, Mr. Gildersleeve? Can I get you some water?
No, thanks. I just could hardly believe what I heard. Bottled water, you say?
Oh, yes, sir. Yeah, I formed the Babbling Brook Water Company. I'm offering a few shares to my family and friends.
Bronco, do you realize what you're doing?
Yes, sir. I'm going to make some money. And I'd like to cut you in.
But I'm the city water commissioner. You don't expect me to go into competition with myself.
Oh, Mr. Gildersleeve, every city of any size has a bottled water company.
Besides, what would people say if a relative of the water commissioner started selling water?
Oh, they'd say, I wish I'd thought of that.
Oh, no. Bronco, my boy, I've been in water for some time. Let me give you some good advice. Stay out of it.
Oh?
Furnishing water for the public is a thankless job. The mayor was just in here talking about it. And my department isn't making any money.
Oh, yeah, but I'm going to run this on a business-like basis.
Oop. Bronco, you're probably just tired of your real estate job. You think the grass is greener on the other side of the fence.
Well...
Listen to an older head. Give it plenty of thought, Bronco, and then forget it.
Well, yeah, I'll talk to a few more people, and if they agree with you, I'll give it up.
Good boy. Yeah, I always say, look before you leap, especially where water's concerned.
Well, thanks for your advice, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Don't mention it, my boy.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Gee, I'm glad I corked up the bottled water business. Well, hasn't been a bad day. I got out my water report and got rid of some competition. Yes, sir, I think I'll stop in at Peavy's and replenish my cigar supply. Hello, Peavy.
Oh, hello, Mr. Gildersleeve. What can I do for you this afternoon?
Yeah, I'm going over to Leela's tonight, and I'd like to take some cigars.
Yeah, well, what kind does she smoke?
You know they're for me, Peavy. I'll take a couple of El Lobos.
Very well. That ambitious son-in-law of yours was in today.
Bronco? Oh, fine boy.
Yes, he is.
Yeah, he was in to see me this morning. Came to me for advice.
My.
Bronco had what he thought was a clever scheme for making money. But fortunately, he came to me first, and I steered him off the idea.
And he must have got another idea.
Oh?
He sold me some shares in a new company he's forming.
Yeah, what's he in now?
Water.
Water?
The stuff you used to sell in pipes before he thought of selling it in bottles.
What do you mean, used to sell?
Well, I just figure we'll be getting the trade from now on.
Who's we, Peavy?
The astute stockholders who got in on the Babbling Brook Water Company.
Oh, my goodness.
I plan to put it in here at the fountain.
Peavy, you use a lot of water.
That's what I say.
Oh, if you don't watch it, I may take my business to Beckman's.
Well, I may start trading at Beckman's myself.
What?
When the water business gets rolling, I may sell the pharmacy and just clip coupons.
Peavy, you don't know it, but you're the one who got clipped.
Well, no, I wouldn't say that.
I'm surprised that a conservative businessman and a good friend like Peavy going into that bottled water deal. Oh, well, I'm going to forget it. I don't... Hey, what's this on the floor? Leroy's piggy bank broken open.
That you, Unc?
Hello, Leroy. Did you drop your piggy bank on the floor?
Heck no, I threw it on the floor.
What?
I wanted to get some money in a hurry. I'm not going to pass up any big deals. I'm in the water business.
You bought some of Bronco's stock, too?
2 shares of the ground floor. Whatever that means.
Oh, my goodness.
It's an investment in my future, Unc. By the time I'm out of high school, I'll have a lot of money.
Yes. I suppose you think you'll have enough to put you through college.
Heck no. I'll have so much you won't have to go to college.
Leroy, what's Bronco been telling you?
Nothing.
He shouldn't have sold you any stock.
We didn't want to. I talked him into it. How many shares have you got, Unc?
Absolutely none.
Wouldn't he let you buy any?
Wouldn't he let me buy any? I was the first one offered a chance.
Muffed it, huh?
No. Bronco came to my office with his water stock first thing this morning, and I turned him down.
Oh, I get it. Afraid of what the mayor would say.
Of course not. I just used good business judgment, that's all. The fact that I'm in charge of the mayor's water department had nothing to do with it. Hey. Young man.
Excuse me, Unc. I gotta go see the neighbors.
Why are you going to go see them?
I want to see if they'll use our bottled water.
That boy. I didn't think anybody in this family would be silly enough to go into competition with me.
That's you, Miss Gildersleeve?
Yes, Bertie.
I thought that was you. I'm glad you're home. I want to ask your advice about something.
Oh?
Mr. Bronco has some stock for sale in the Babbling Brook Water Company.
Well, I'm glad somebody came to me for advice before buying it.
Oh, I already bought it. I just wondered if I'd buy some more.
Bertie, I'm surprised at you. I didn't think you'd buy a gold brick.
What's wrong with buying a gold brick if you can buy it cheap enough?
Well...
Mr. Gildersleeve, don't tell me you don't have some of this stock.
I do not. Bertie, I work for the city.
Yes, sir, but you don't want to work for them forever, do you?
Bertie, don't get carried away.
No, sir. But when Bertie hears opportunity knocking at the door, she opens it. Yes, sir, Bertie says, come in, opportunity, and sit a while.
Yes.
I sure am surprised that you didn't open the door to opportunity, Mr. Gildersleeve.
But, Bertie, I'm the water commissioner.
Yes, sir, but if you open the door to opportunity, you can be the bottled water commissioner.
All right, Bertie.
Yes, sir, you're just the water commissioner now, but you could be the bottled water commissioner.
Bertie, please.
Mr. Gildersleeve, you know what you could be if you open the door to opportunity?
Yes, but...
That's right, you could be the bottled water commissioner.
I'll be down in a minute, Throckmorton.
All right, Leela.
Don't you get tired
Don't worry, you can't get rid of me. What a girl. If I did try to slip out, I'll bet she'd tackle me at the gate. Why, George, this is a pretty nice place to come when the little family turns against me. Imagine them buying that stock. If I married Leela and moved over here, they'd be sorry. I wonder if I'd be too.
Here I come.
Good. Well, Leela, sounds like you have a new dress.
How do I look? Oh, Throckmorton, you say the most complimentary things.
Well, your dress is very pretty. Care to sit down? Or can you?
Do you think it's too snug?
Oh, no. No use wasting material.
Let's sit here on the love seat.
Love it.
Well.
Right, George, Leela. There's something about a woman in satin.
Well, I'll admit I'm a little overdressed if we aren't going anywhere. Are we?
If you don't mind, let's stay home this evening.
I don't mind, but I did want you to see my dress.
Pretty.
And then, of course, a girl never knows when her beau might take her out.
It's been a trying day. Leela, you haven't been approached by Bronco, have you?
What about?
He's organizing a bottled water company.
I declare, I hadn't heard about that.
Well, it's a good thing I came over to warn you. He's selling stock to his friends around town. Keep the padlock on your purse, Leela.
Oh, I don't know the first thing about buying stocks.
Yeah, neither does Leroy, but he's got some.
Leroy?
He's invested in 2 shares, and he thinks he'll be independently wealthy before he's out of high school.
Good gracious.
And Bertie sold on it.
She is?
It's funny how gullible some people are. Even Peavy bought in.
But Mr. Peavy's such a conservative businessman.
Yeah, that's what I've always thought, but now he's thinking of selling the drugstore and retiring.
Really? Oh, Throckmorton, you're a dear to tell me all this.
Well, I thought you ought to know.
Goodness, yes. Excuse me while I phone Bronco before all that stock's gone.
Now I'm selling his stock.
The great Gildersleeve will be back in just a minute. You'd be surprised at what wonderful things you can do for your menu with a little imagination and Velveeta, Kraft's famous pasteurized processed cheese food. You can melt this golden cheese food for a marvelous smooth cheese sauce that you can use dozens of interesting ways. Velveeta sauce can glamorize your vegetables, turn leftovers into brand new tempting dishes, make a club sandwich into a party treat. That golden sauce can make a variety of economical main dishes to help your budget. However you use this Velveeta sauce, you'll have dishes that really taste wonderful because Velveeta has such a grand, rich, yet mild cheddar cheese flavor. And you'll have dishes that are extra nourishing because Velveeta is rich in those important food values from milk that every member of your family needs. Make this wonderful Velveeta sauce often. It's easy. All you do is melt a half-pound of Velveeta in the top of your double boiler. Then stir in 1/3 cup of milk, season, and there it is. Let Velveeta be your handy helper for all kinds of nourishing, delicious treats that can make your menus more interesting, more satisfying. Get a 2-pound loaf of Velveeta tomorrow. Just be sure you get genuine Velveeta, the quality cheese food that's made only by Kraft. Well, our water commissioner took a dim view of Bronco's new bottled water company, but now that his family and friends all own stock, the great Gildersleeve begins to feel a little left out.
Yeah, I ran into Judge Hooker, and it seems he's invested in Bronco's new business too, Bertie.
Yes, sir.
He probably had a roll of $2 bills buried in the backyard.
Yes, sir. That judge is a smart man. You changed your mind about the Babbling Brook Company yet, Mr. Gildersleeve?
Oh, no. Just because all my family and friends are climbing on the bandwagon doesn't mean I have to.
No, sir. But the first tune we're going to play on that bandwagon is We're in the Money, we're in the money.
Bertie.
We got a lot of what it takes to get along.
All right, Bertie.
Mr. Gildersleeve, you better get on Mr. Bronco's bandwagon.
Bertie, that doesn't worry me one bit. The thing that concerns me is whether or not I offended Bronco by refusing when he first offered me the stock.
Yes, sir.
After all, he married my niece, and I really should encourage the boy.
Yes, sir.
The charitable thing for me to do is to go buy the rest of his stock just to help him along.
Yes, sir.
Bronco?
Oh, hello, Mr. Gildersleeve. I'm on the phone right now. I'll be with you in just a minute.
Here, go right ahead, my boy. I'll wait.
Yeah, hello, Mr. Mumford. Yeah, well, as I was saying, we appreciate what the bank's offered to do, but frankly, we have all the money we need to get started.
Oh.
Yes, sir. Yeah, we're raising it from private sources.
Maybe there's still a chance. Hang up, Bronco.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Mumford. Yeah, goodbye. Oh, yes, Mr. Gildersleeve?
Well, Bronco.
Do you want to hang up your hat?
No, I'll hold it in my hand. Bronco, I've been thinking about your offer the other day, and I hope you aren't offended because I turned it down temporarily.
No. Now, you have your right to your opinion as a businessman. You've made the decision. I'm sure you're happy with it.
Well, now, let's put it this way. I have an obligation to you as a relative.
Well, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Yes, I do. The same as you have an obligation to me.
Well, that's why I didn't force the stock on you.
You will try it again.
What?
You don't give up, Bronco. You'll never get anywhere that way.
Well, I'm sorry, Mr. Gildersleeve, but I've raised the necessary capital.
You have?
But if things continue as they're going, we may want to expand. I'll call you.
Thank you very much, Bronco. I'll appreciate anything you can do. Well, the bank certainly thinks highly of Bronco's company. Yeah, I should have taken the stock when it was first offered. Why should I worry about what the mayor thinks? I guess my only chance is to find a friend who'll sell me part of his. I'll have to be cagey about this. Hello, Peavy.
Well, hello, Mr. Gildersleeve. What's on your mind?
Oh, nothing. Just thought I'd drop in.
Yeah, you're in.
Peavy, we've been friends for a long time.
Yes, it seems like a long time.
You bet. We're jolly boys together.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm a customer of yours.
Mm-hmm.
I guess there's nothing I wouldn't do for you. And nothing you wouldn't do for me.
Why not? What are you getting at, Mr. Gildersleeve?
Nothing at all. I was just saying that friendship is friendship.
Well, I'm glad to hear you say that. It makes it easier to discuss something with you that's been on my mind ever since I bought Bronco's stock.
Oh? Hot dog. Go ahead, Peavy.
This is confidential, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Oh, my, yes.
I'm wondering if you'd care to make a little investment.
Yeah, he's playing right into my hand. Go ahead, Peavy.
Well, you know, I bought quite a chunk of that bottled water company.
A lot of it, huh? How can I help you out?
When it starts to pay off, how would you like to buy my drugstore?
Oh! Fine dinner, Bertie.
Thank you, Mr. Gildersleeve. More coffee?
Well,
You better have some, Unc, if you're going out again tonight.
I thought I might stay home. You say Bronco's coming over this evening?
Yeah, he's delivering Bertie's and my stock.
Oh, yes, sir. Bertie's sure looking forward to that. She's going to have a stock full of stock.
Fine.
Hey, Unc, you know what Bronco says? Every shareholder's a partner in the company.
Well, that's right, isn't it?
We get to vote on everything the company does.
You do? Say, has there been any talk of taking in any new partners?
Unc's dying to get in, Bertie.
Well, that's the way it is with a good thing. Everybody wants in. Too late.
Well, I admit I made a mistake. But still, if you two have voting stock, you may be able to help me.
Yeah?
At your first meeting, you might see if you can vote some shares for me.
Okay. Bertie, let's hold a board of directors meeting.
You and me? This director ought to be washing dishes.
Stick around. Members of the board, we will now consider admitting Throckmorton P. Gildersleeve as a partner in the company.
Leroy, I'm serious about this.
So am I. I'm just getting to the voting. All in favor of letting him in, say aye.
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 Well, I'm glad there are two people who'll vote for me.
There's only one trouble, Unc.
What?
I can't vote until I'm 21.
Oh, well, all you have are 2 shares anyway. But Bertie's over 21.
Yes, sir, slightly.
Bertie, you might use your influence.
You can count on me, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Good. How'd you like to take the day off tomorrow and talk to Bronco for me?
The whole day off?
You bet. Yeah, I know you've been saving your money, and a good word put in by a big shareholder might swing it.
Yes, sir.
By the way, how many shares have you?
1.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, I'm going in the parlor.
Sorry I can't help you, Unc.
Yeah, that's all right. Doesn't mean that much to me. Is the paper in the parlor, Bertie?
Yes, sir, right on the couch.
Yeah, I'm going to forget about that stock. I don't care if I don't have any. Yeah, I think I'll stretch out. Pretty big dinner. Nah, I don't care. What if I am the only member of the family who doesn't have stock? Well, put it out of your mind, Gildersleeve. Even Leela has stock. And the judge. And Peavy. Bottled water. Bottled water. 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 Hey, there's a lot of water out here. I wonder who owns the yacht.
Why, Throckmorton.
Hello, Leela.
What are you doing standing out here in the middle of the water? Are you hitchhiking?
I don't know how I got out here.
Well, come aboard, silly.
Thank you. You're very kind, Leela.
Oh, Leela doesn't forget her old friends when they're on their uppers.
Well,
Throckmorton, whatever happened to your job as water commissioner?
oh, I'm still hanging on. But the mayor had to cut my salary because everybody started using water in bottles. Whose yacht is this, Leela?
It's one of mine.
Oh? Say, there's Peavy in a Commodore's on.
Doesn't Mr. Peavy look nice in his brass buttons?
Yeah.
Pick up some flotsam, did you, Mrs. Ransom?
Oh, Peavy, you know me.
It's Throckmorton.
Well, hello, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Peavy, what are you doing on this yacht?
Well, Mrs. Ransom uses her little yacht to take me out to my big yacht.
I really missed the boat.
Mrs. Ransom, don't go too close to that island. Judge Hooker owns it.
Yeah, I thought I saw an old goat up on that mountain peak.
Good gracious, here comes the Shaw Patrol.
Somebody on there shaking his fist at you.
Gildersleeve!
Uh-oh, it's Mayor Twilliger.
Gildersleeve, what's the idea of hobnobbing with the bottled water people?
Well, Mr. Mayor.
Get back to your cubbyhole in the city hall.
I'm not so sure I want to go.
Oh, yes, you do.
Mr. Mayor, stop. Stop pulling me by my arm.
Come on, Gildersleeve.
Wait a minute. Stop. You're pulling me off the yacht.
Oh!
Wake up, Mr. Gildersleeve. Wake up.
Yes, that's right.
Wake up.
What's right?
Mr. Gildersleeve, come on, wake up.
Oh, Bronco. What happened?
Oh, I tried to waken you and you fell off the couch.
Yeah, you were yelling at the mayor.
You must have been dreaming.
Well, if the mayor was in it, it was a nightmare.
Hey, Bronco brought me the stock. Look.
Please, Leroy, get it out of my face. Don't flaunt it.
Mr. Gildersleeve, when you came in the office this morning, I just couldn't resist having a little fun with you.
What do you mean, Bronco?
Well, if you really want to buy some of our stock, shares are still available.
Well, teasing me, huh? Yeah, I should take you to task for this.
Don't boot it again. Take the stock.
water department office looks a little shabby with this new stock laying on my desk. I guess I better get it in my strong box before somebody comes in. Say, here's something I almost forgot I had. Some shares in that lost gold mine. I know who lost. Yeah, I wonder if I'll do any better this time with the bottled water company. Yeah, this office doesn't look as bad as I thought.
Gildersleeve?
Uh-oh, can't let the mayor see this. Ouch! Close the lid on my hand.
What are you doing?
Me?
Gildersleeve, is that stock?
Is that stock? Is it? Yes, well, yes, it is, isn't it?
Don't tell me you've invested in that new bottled water company.
Yeah, but...
It got back to me that you were trying to buy in.
You did?
And you, a trusted employee trying to get by with something.
No, Mr. Mayor, what's wrong with my owning a little stock in the company?
What's wrong with it? You didn't let me in on it.
Well, if we have any left, I'll call you.
The great Gildersleeve will be with us again in just 30 seconds. Mom, did you know that a sandwich made with Velveeta, Kraft's famous pasteurized processed cheese food, is one of the most nourishing sandwiches you can make? That's true. 2 ounces of Velveeta, the amount you usually put in a sandwich, gives you more of milk's vital food values than you get in an 8-ounce glass of milk. Remember that when you're making sandwiches for your family. Make them with the cheese food that's not only delicious, but really nourishing, too. The cheese food of finest quality, Velveeta.
What are you going to do tonight, Unc?
Well, I thought I'd listen to One Man's Family on the radio.
Yeah?
It's their 21st anniversary.
Gosh, they've been around longer than I have.
Yeah, it's a fine show. And let's not forget we have an anniversary coming up next week, my boy.
We do?
Yep. Marjorie and Bronco's wedding anniversary. George, the years roll around pretty fast. Seems like only yesterday they were married.
I bet it seems a lot longer to them.
No, my boy, they're a very devoted couple.
Oh, all that lovey-dovey telephoning during the day. Kissing each other when Bronco leaves in the morning. Kissing when he comes home at night. What a life.
Leroy has a lot to learn, hasn't he? Good night, folks.
The Great Gildersleeve is played by Willard Waterman. The show is written by John Elliott and Andy White and is partially transcribed. Included in the cast are Walter Tetley, Lillian Randolph, Dick Crenna, Shirley Mitchell, Stanley Farrar, and Dick LeGrand. Musical compositions by Jack Meakin. This is John Heaston saying goodnight for the Kraft Foods Company, makers of the famous line of Kraft quality food products. Be sure to listen in next week and every week for the further adventures of the Great Gildersleeve.
What goes into your favorite sandwich? Maybe it's roast beef or savory baked ham. Whatever your favorite, the perfect meat sandwich needs the perfect mustard. Kraft prepared mustard. For when you add a little mustard, you add a lot of tang. You can take your choice of 2 kinds of Kraft mustard. Mild Kraft mustard is smooth and delicately spiced. Or if you like your mustard with extra pep, try Kraft mustard with snappy horseradish added. Keep them both on hand and keep everyone in the family happy. Next time, get Kraft prepared mustard. This is NBC, the national broadcasting company.